The wind howled like a banshee across the endless white plains of Antarctica, whipping up blinding snowstorms that turned the horizon into a swirling, featureless void. The ground beneath Hulk's massive feet was treacherous, icy, and unyielding. Every step he took left a crater in the frozen surface, a testament to his sheer weight and power. Yet, even with all his strength, Hulk had never felt more alone or more vulnerable. It had started a few days ago. Bruce Banner and the Avengers had been on a mission to intercept an experimental weapon being tested in the frigid South. The weapon, designed by a rogue faction of Hydra, had the potential to destabilize global communications. Hulk had been sent in to smash the facility, but the mission had gone sideways almost immediately. A malfunctioning cryogenic defense system had triggered an uncontrolled explosion, sending Hulk flying into a blizzard that stretched as far as the eye could see. When he woke, Hulk realized he was utterly, hopelessly lost. No towering trees, no urban structures, no familiar landmarks, only ice, snow, and a sky that blended seamlessly with the ground. The cold bit into his massive body, gnawing at him in a way that even his durability couldn't entirely repel. His breath steamed in the frigid air, each exhalation a visible reminder of his isolation. "Hulk, here," he muttered, his voice echoing in the vast emptiness. There was no reply. Not a bird, not a human, not even a seal. Just the white expanse and the ceaseless wind. For the first time in his life, Hulk felt a creeping sense of fear, not of enemies or weapons, but of something far more insidious: helplessness. He was powerful, yes, unstoppable in most battles, but here, in this frozen wasteland, nature itself was an enemy. Each footstep was a battle against frostbite and exhaustion. Every inhale was a struggle against the icy air that seemed determined to freeze him from the inside out. Hulk trudged on, heading toward what he thought might be shelter, a ridge of jagged ice formations that rose like frozen spires against the horizon. The wind tore at his tattered purple pants and bruised skin, but Hulk pressed forward, driven by the simple, primal desire to survive. As he approached the ridge, a low rumble shook the ice beneath him. At first, Hulk thought it was an earthquake, but there were no earthquakes here, only ice and snow. Then he saw it. A massive crevasse had opened near his feet, splitting the frozen ground like a jagged scar. Without thinking, Hulk leapt to the other side, his momentum carrying him over the abyss. He landed hard, snow spraying in all directions, and rolled to absorb the impact. Hulk's heart pounded. He was alone, yes, but the land itself seemed alive, threatening. Snow drifts hid deadly chasms, and overhanging ice could collapse at any moment. He realized that brute strength alone would not be enough to survive. He needed to be smart, or at least smarter than the ice. Night fell quickly in Antarctica, faster than Hulk had expected. The sun dipped below the horizon, leaving behind a deep blue darkness punctuated by the shimmering glow of the aurora australis. Hulk stopped for a moment, awed despite himself. The sky seemed alive, ribbons of green and purple dancing overhead. Even in the midst of despair, there was beauty. But beauty did not warm him. Hulk's body shivered violently, muscles straining to keep heat coursing through his massive frame. He knew he needed shelter. He scanned the horizon and spotted what looked like a small ice cave, barely visible in the dim light. Hulk approached cautiously, the cave's entrance narrow and unwelcoming. He ducked inside, grateful for the respite from the wind. The cave was silent except for the occasional drip of melting ice. Hulk crouched low, pressing his massive back against the icy wall. He could feel the cold seeping through his skin, but he forced himself to stay calm. This was survival, not a battle. He needed to think, to plan. Hulk remembered stories Bruce had told him, of explorers lost in the Antarctic, of survival against impossible odds. They had relied on ingenuity, finding heat, rationing energy, and staying mobile. Hulk wasn't used to ingenuity. He was used to smashing things. But now, he had no one to fight, no one to protect. Just himself. As hours stretched into the long, cold night, Hulk tried to rest. Sleep came fitfully, interrupted by nightmares of falling into isochasms, being swallowed by the snow, or simply fading away into the white void. When he awoke, the wind had softened slightly, and the pale sun was rising over the frozen horizon. Hulk stepped outside the cave, surveying the endless plains. He needed to move, to find signs of life, or at least shelter that could keep him alive until rescue came, or until he could figure a way out. His massive frame moved with surprising agility over the snow, leaving a trail of deep footprints behind him. Hours passed. Days, maybe. Time seemed meaningless in this frozen desert. Hunger gnawed at him, though Hulk's metabolism allowed him to survive longer than most. Still, his body ached. The snow and ice cut into him, leaving marks that even his healing factors struggled to erase. Then, in the distance, he saw a small movement, something alive. A penguin, waddling awkwardly across the ice, seemingly oblivious to the harsh conditions. Hulk watched, almost envious of its resilience. The penguin disappeared into the mist, and Hulk was reminded that life persisted even here, even in the harshest conditions. Fueled by this small inspiration, Hulk pressed on. He climbed ridges, leapt over fissures, and trudged through deep snow drifts. The Antarctic was relentless, but so was he. He roared into the wind, not out of anger but as a declaration. Hulk would not succumb to this frozen wilderness. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Hulk spotted something impossible, a faint, metallic glint in the distance. His heart surged. Could it be a research station? Could it be rescue? Hulk charged forward, every ounce of his strength driving him through the last miles of snow. As he approached, the glint became clearer. It was a small research outpost, abandoned but intact. The door was frozen shut, but Hulk smashed it open effortlessly, spilling the icy interior across the floor. Inside, warmth from leftover generators and equipment was a small miracle. Hulk slumped to the ground, shivering but alive. Hulk looked out the window at the endless white horizon, feeling a strange mixture of triumph and humility. He had survived. He had endured. The Antarctic had tested him in ways no villain ever could, forcing him to face not just physical challenges, but the limits of endurance, ingenuity, and patience. And though he was alone now, Hulk knew he would find a way back to the world he protected. He was not just a monster of rage, he was a survivor. Outside, the wind continued to howl, and the snow continued to fall. But inside the small outpost, Hulk finally felt something he hadn't felt in days. Hope. Hulk was lost, but not defeated.